6-inch hot dog and a medium drink or sweet tea. And also don't forget, we have our $2 Sonic cheeseburgers every Tuesday. Thank you. Y'all have a blessed day.
Does your car or truck need a paint job, body repair, or even a tow? Call the experts at License Body Shop. Family owned and operated since 1978. With a courteous, knowledgeable, and professional staff will meet all your needs at License Body Shop, where everybody is somebody. Call us today. Let us take the stress away. We are located at 1526 Rainier Road, just past the dollar store. Give us a call at 385-6193. That's 385-6193. License Body Shop.
At the all-new Mike Butch Ford in Blackshear, we have the vehicle you want at the price you need. It's just that simple. We want you to be our customer for life. We're giving a lifetime warranty on all new and pre-owned vehicles, 2009 and newer, with 80,000 miles or less. So stop the search and come see Mike Butch Ford, home of the lifetime warranty. We're saying thank you. Thank you very much for your business at Mike Butch Ford Blackshear, home of the lifetime warranty.
At the all-new Mike Butch Ford, we work hard to exceed our customers' expectations every day in every department. We want to be your automobile dealer for life, so we're proud to offer at no cost to you a lifetime warranty on all eligible new and pre-owned vehicles. At Mike Butch Ford, the new home of the lifetime warranty, we want you to become part of our family, not just for today or tomorrow, but for a lifetime. So come see us in our new facility in Blackshear and ask about our lifetime warranty. You'll be glad you did.
Are you thinking of selling your home or business? Hi, I'm Gloria, and as a realtor, I know that getting rid of the clutter in your home is one of the best ways to help sell your house quickly. At Jessup Premium Storage, our family-owned company provides a convenient and secure building for all of your storage needs. We now offer outdoor covered parking for that antique car, boat, or RV. Due to our recent expansion, we offer units that range in size from as small as a bedroom closet to as big as a one-car garage. All of our units are inside and climate controlled with 24-hour access and security. Our leases run month to month, so you're not locked into a long-term commitment, giving you the flexibility to move your belongings out the minute you purchase your new home. Stop by today or give us a call, 530-8003. That's 530-8003. Jessup Premium Storage.
The cool, clean, and secure.
This is Bill Parker with Parker Insurance and Realty, your locally owned and operated independent insurance agency. We specialize in home, auto, commercial, ATV, motorcycle, and boat insurance. Being an independent agency, we have the ability to find you the best price available to suit your insurance need. At Parker Insurance and Realty, we can help you package your insurance or find the specialty insurance required to get you covered. We are your source for any real estate needs, whether buying or selling. We can help you. Give us a call today so we can discuss your insurance or real estate needs. Parker Insurance and Realty, 265 South Macon Street, 427-9345. That's 427-9345.
4 minutes after 8 o'clock, Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO-FM in Jessup. WIFO-FM Jessup. The time now is, it's about 5 minutes after 8 o'clock on this Thursday morning, 18th day of August. Looking for a high today, right around 95 degrees, heat index of 105, 30% chance of showers. Just hot and muggy again today. The odometer was at 2.7 feet and still kind of hanging out in that area. Currently here in southeast Georgia, we have 74 degrees. It is now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by Mike Butch Ford in Blackshear, by Jessup Premium Storage out here on the Waycross Highway, by Sonic Restaurant on South 1st Street, also brought to you by Parker Insurance and Realty in downtown Jessup, and by Lightsy's Body Shop on Rainier Road. Well, Bob, we must be talking recreation this morning.
Yeah, fall registration's underway. We've been promoting that, and they got another Saturday event this Saturday. Carl Richards in talk about fall registration, how it's going, and what all it entails. It's football, cheerleading, and soccer.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Your registration actually ends Saturday. This year we did something different. Added 2 Saturdays, last Saturday, this Saturday. Offices open from 9 to 1, for registration. We had a pretty good turnout last Saturday. Just to help people out, ones who have a little trouble getting away from work, during the week.
Right.
They have the same hours as us. Registration going good. Like I said, football, soccer, cheerleading, soccer ages 2 to 17, and, football ages 4 to 12. So cheerleading 7 to 12 also. We'll finish up registration Saturday. Week of the 29th, we will begin evaluations and drafts for both soccer and football. Then the following week, practices will begin.
And the fees for the sign-ups?
All tackle is $25. Flea and all the flags a little cheaper than that. One thing that is different with football this year is the way the All-Stars are going to be played. Just one of the things few people have asked about. We've had a big battle with the Savannah schools, them being A agencies and all of us B agencies around here. It has changed this year to where our All-Stars, we will now, go back to having a district tournament, at the end of everyone's regular season. And then, of course, winners out of those district tournaments will go to state, which is the first weekend of December. So, that's a change that we made as a district, a couple of weeks ago.
About the numbers. Numbers pretty good.
But no, they're about the same, as all registration. You get probably 70% of the leagues the last couple of 3 days of registration. That's one reason we added these Saturdays to try and, kind of help out. We changed a few other things this year, where all registration goes through the recreation department. Even Jessup, Odom, and Scriven helps us out a lot. Also, we did away with online registration. Some people like to stay at home and register, but the problem there was when you register online, it goes through ActiveNet, which is, the company that based on all of ours. And when you register online, we get an email of that registration. Well, since I've been here, every league we've had 10 to 15 kids. We did not get the email from their registration. And then you have parents calling after drafts and all, complaining on the outcome they haven't been notified. Why are we leaving their kids out? And that makes it very difficult when they did what they were supposed to, did everything on time, and then because of us not getting emails, their kids are left out. So then we have to try to get them on teams, which we do, with no issues. But it's a way to make us more efficient, on registrations and having everything prepared, for when we begin evals and drafts.
Another big story in recreation, of course, everybody knows the pool's been covered up, and they're discussing it tonight at the county commissioners meeting. You're going to be at the meeting tonight for this?
Yes, we'll be there tonight. It's going to be a workshop. A lot of it's going to be discussed about the pool, different things they're wanting to look over, different ways of building the pool, location of the pool. We've been out of the park, the past couple of days. Commissioners, with Mike Roberts' chair and Herschel Hires, they've been out the last couple of days looking at locations. We've been discussing, places to actually put the pool, out at the complex at Bill Morris between Ben Park and Babes. A couple of different locations that, would, help with future of our park out there. Future construction, we've got things we're going to be adding, the next 4 to 5 years. And just trying to get that plan together and in place now to have everything structured, where it would benefit all of us.
We talked yesterday, the 3 basic questions is what type of pool you're going to build, where you're going to build it, and how much it's going to cost. But I'm sure looking at cost, just for people have no idea, if you're talking the pool that everybody would want, the 8-lane pool, the Olympic size pool, what's the ballpark figure for a pool? I mean, when you talk to companies.
Everything included in the pool, we're talking pool, shelters, buildings, restrooms, concessions, changing rooms, all the structures around the pool, you're looking at a little under $1 million.
Right. So
that's for everything at one time. And that's one thing that's being discussed is building in 3 different phases, building the pool, then coming back with, phase 2 of doing the building, shelters, restrooms. And then phase 3 covering the pool. Also, we've got to discuss, the heating issues, for winter, not only with the seniors, but also, with the high school, with their swim teams. And we pretty much decided on, and what I've been pushed for is an 8-lane pool. We should build an 8-lane pool, USA sanctioned, so we can have a lot of invitational tournaments. Our swim team did great this year, even though, they were having to scrounge around for practice time in a couple of different pools, but 32 out of around 57 swimmers qualified for state. And then we had Kylie Belosin who won, state in the 25 and the 50. So that's something I don't know when that may have happened in the past. So I feel the swimmers, although they had to struggle with practices, they did a great job with that many qualifying for state, and then also having one winning 2 events.
The swim team has a long history, a lot of tradition. Like a lot of people come to the swim program are now some of your leaders around the community. I mean, It's just a great program. It's been a great program for years. So it's important. Is there much cost savings if you go 6-lane to 8-lane? I mean, do you save that much? I mean, what's the
I believe it was a couple $100,000.
Most people I talked to swim, they said 8-lane pool, you got to have 8-lane pool. What's the difference between 6-lane and 8-lane?
Well, 6-lane, there's some things you can't host.
Cannot host.
Right. And the only thing we could really host, if we do less than 8, we could host a district meet. We couldn't host state. And I know USA, I don't believe we could host any USA Invitationals
with a 6-lane pool.
With a 6-lane pool. Everything has to be 8-lane.
Yeah, if you're going to do it right, because you're
Exactly.
talking about 30, 40 years in the future to use the pool. So the folks that I've talked to, if they can do it, they want to do an 8.
Yeah, you can bring anything in.
If you're going to do it right. And most of the cost of the pool, as you said, is going to be spread out over all that other stuff, other than just the pool itself, the concessions, the changing, the heating, the whole thing.
Right.
And so hopefully funds can be able to work out where we can have a top-notch pool here in town for generations to come.
Yeah, that's what's going. One of the things going to be discussed tonight. We had the commissioners meeting at the workshop tonight. And another thing, I know I ran off from the fees because I had that on my mind to get out. It was all the fees are $30 for tackle. Everything else is $25. Right. Nothing's changed on the fees.
I got you. Well, like I said, so we know what kind of cost we're looking at, $1 million. We know what kind of pool everybody wants, 8-lane pool. Where's the location? Where are they talking about? I know it's going to be at near Gilmore's Park, Ben Park Complex.
Right now, we're kind of down to 2 spots between the existing football field and the road. The other place is between, we got the big parking lot between Ben Park and Babes. And at the back of it, there's a good bit of area, that wasn't developed for anything. It's decent hard ground, where the parking lot stops. There's a good area there. There's a couple of things you got to look at. If they're going to start off just doing the pool without all the existing buildings, we've got to have restrooms and concession and all nearby. And
parking.
Yeah, and parking. And that's one thing. Those 2 locations, work the best.
If they're talking about hosting a statewide event for a swim meet, you better have some parking.
Exactly. And parking and lots of room, because all the teams, they all set up tents, that they're under during the shade.
Right.
And that takes, a couple of acres of land just for that. Not counting
Wouldn't you
parking.
have concessions if you were between Ben Park and Babes Mighty Mike there in that area? Would you have the concessions there, or would you need it more toward the football field? Is it more down that way?
So I think with this look, this one thing we discussed tonight is going to have to bring in a truck or set something up, some type of concessions right there by the pool.
Right.
To cut out all of the distance of walking.
Right.
For everyone. And that's some of the things that's got to be discussed tonight.
Okay.
But at least, either one of those places, you have restrooms close by.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Well, let's say everything goes great. They say no problem with the cost, no problem with 8-lane pool, no problem with the location. What kind of timeline are we looking at? How long does it take to build a facility like that? Could it be ready by next summer?
A lot's going to depend on how they decide to do it. Who gets the bid. I know from what I've been talking with some of the pool construction people is, if it could be started by October, there's a very good chance of being in it next year.
Okay.
That's good.
So that's.
I just wonder what the timeline. I just have no idea how long. What I'm sure you talk to people that do this. I'm sure we've talked to people, and we're in this initial stages. But I'm sure those conversations. What's it going to cost if you build an 8-lane pool? How long will it take? Things like that.
Yeah, start with 8 to 10 people who are involved in this, and other agencies around the state who have which Tifton, who hosts the state swimming every year, for Georgia, got a lot of their plans, all their details when they constructed their pools, their ideas and views, and it's just trying to take everything in from everyone.
Is the school system helping out any, or they've offered assistance? What's going on with the board?
Yes, they have. Dr. Brimson has said they would be. Everybody's just kind of waiting to see what the plan is.
Okay.
But yes, they have offered to help out because that's where the heating, a lot of that would be is with the school.
Right. Yeah. Well, with the flip of money, the county could throw in 400, Board of Education 400, and maybe the city 100, and you're right there.
Yeah, city, Mike Deal, they've offered to help out.
So you got your money right there.
It's just a thing of getting it together.
Yeah.
So
money's in the bank. Let's get it done.
So we'll get a lot of that tonight. Hopefully.
We already solved it, right?
So we've already solved it right. We got it solved right here.
Took us 3 minutes.
It's just took 3 minutes. We got it solved. 400 from the county, 400 from the Board of Education, 100 from the city. We've got our pool, and we can host meets in the future for generations to come on any size and have it done. So it's all done. Let's move on to the next subject.
There you go. Send Jay an email.
Carl Rosen here, director of the Wayne County Recreation Department, in this morning talking about everything that's going on in the Recreation Department.
Well, the good news is, we just touched on, but there is a cooperation between the city and the county school board right now. Like I said, and the school board's still looking at their track. They got their money. So I said, and they've always agreed. Like I said, it's always been a cooperation. Like I said, the county's always had a pool, and the swim team's always used the pool. And the same thing with the recreation. Wayne County's got recreation. We've always been able to use the school facility with the track. So once they get that track facility fixed, the recreation program will take off and use that as well.
Yeah, that's another thing we need, is a place for our track teams to practice. And it's something, we're looking at a couple of different places, trying to get some things set up just for practice, and hopefully in the future, have a track that, our recreation can use and the high school.
Well, the good news is everybody knows the importance of both facilities. Like I said, talking to some of the commissioners, like I said, both Mike Roberts and Herschel Harris jumped on that committee, so they've been working with you and already looking at locations and things like that. And I think everybody's on board that they want a pool. And I think, like I said, the consensus is they want the 8-lane pool. I don't think there's going to be argument in that. Like I said, if you're going to build it, you might as well build what everybody wants and what everybody thinks is needed to host these types of events, because when you host these types of events, it just brings money into the economy.
Exactly.
It'd be nice to get back to hosting big events, softball events, swimming events, things like that.
That's what we're aiming at.
We got to host a couple of district tournaments this past year in baseball, and saw how many crowd, the economy. I mean, to see that ballpark filled up just helps out tremendously.
Yes, it does. And just like this year, we'll be hosting all district soccer again, and we're hosting the U16, U14 state events, for soccer. And it's one thing a lot of people don't understand. It's just like with tournaments, once we get the place out there set where you can bring in 80 teams, the impact it has on the local economy is just unbelievable. When you get to those types of numbers, and that's what we're hoping to have, in the next couple of 3 years, bringing in those type of tournaments.
I said the park just continues. One thing that's been discussed, the city's got a big event coming up in March, the Mud Run. I know they've been working with you on that to put that out there at Billmore's Park. So you're already working on that, where the design is and what the obstacle course is going to look like.
Yeah, a lot of that, is going through the woods. That's one of the big things now in fitness and endurance is these mud runs, and they're very tough, very challenging. When you're running the top elite ones. We're going to have a good course out there. Been out there working on it, going through some of the woods, and had the mud pit and keeping them in water, and it's a good event. Bigger city, especially in Atlanta, it's really huge, and hopefully we can expand on ours down here after a couple of years.
You already getting training for that, Carl?
No. I've run a couple of those courses. They're unbelievable.
They're unbelievable.
The elite courses are unbelievable. A lot of them they'll do where you have elite, and then you'll have your lower courses, and then some of them even have them for kids. But the elite ones, you've got to be in shape.
Oh, yeah.
First time I heard about it when they brought it to the meeting, but like I said, they said they're like road races, how people travel, go to different road races. They say people do this all across the state. So they said they're big events. So looking forward to the Motor Run in March. That should be fun to watch.
It's kind of like the training for the Marines up there at Paris Island, when you take a look at some of those courses.
Yes, some of us along the same lines.
Yeah.
Very, very challenging.
Well, good luck to them. I like to watch it.
Once again, we want to emphasize registration for cheerleading, soccer, and football ends this Saturday, 9 to 1. The office will be open. All right, for
tomorrow and Saturday.
A lot of people still not realizing the office has moved. So
yes, we're behind the hospital, 244 Peachtree Street. Right beside the health department, just past the helicopter.
Just past the helicopter.
That's what everyone knows.
Yeah, just past the helicopter.
That's right.
And so when does everything officially begin? Like the first soccer games, first football games, things of that sort?
Somewhere around the 19th.
Somewhere around mid-September then, huh?
Well, we have to look. We got to look at the football now. We got to see if doing district and state now, if we need to adjust, our season any. Soccer will be running on the same timeline, as last year.
The rec department recently honored, is that correct? District 2?
Yes, we actually got a GRPA District 2 Agency of the Year.
Oh, wow.
Last week. So
congratulations.
Well, thank you. We can't do that without a great staff, and been very fortunate with the people we have, not only in maintenance at the lake, and up at the office. So, they've done a great job, and they're the reason for the award.
Speaking of the lake out there at Bill Morris Park, is that ever been stocked? Does people ever fish there? Do they ever? I've never seen anybody around the lake itself.
Yeah, they fish a lot in it. The larger one, it gets stocked. It's actually something we're looking at now is getting it stocked, and wanting to start, a father-son fishing tournament. Going to try to get it started this fall if possible.
Okay.
A lot of people are out there fishing. It's
good. So
there was about 8 out there yesterday. It hasn't been stocked since I've been here.
Okay. That's
one thing, I talked with DNR and all this winter about it. We talked some in December, about getting it stocked. And like I said, with either this fall or next spring, want to start a father-son fishing tournament out there and just go out and have a lot of fun with the kids and just another outdoor activity, for the kids. Where they're you could have I'll take that back. You could do a daughter, mother. I don't want to say.
You could do the whole thing.
I better change that.
You could have dad and kids, mom and kids, granddads and kids.
Do them both.
They do it all. What about the small pond around the walking track? Is that just there just for I guess show?
Yeah, it's been there forever. Where they dug it out way back when they built it, it was there. It's a silty mud bottom. I know, like in junior league, when we were growing up, the championship, when you won the championship, that's where you celebrated at, was out in the water,
right. 30
coaches in the water, kind of christening or whatever. And I don't believe they do that anymore, but
I've never seen it down.
That's something we were discussing. The geese are horrible. That's one thing, we're going to have the discussion on the pool.
Territorial.
And I don't know, there were 87 out there Monday.
Lord, they love that pond, don't they?
Well, our fields are what they're really killing. We can't keep them off the fields, and there's days where we have to run over with a mower or something, or you can't walk on the field because of what they leave behind.
Mm-hmm. They leave them little deposits everywhere, don't they?
And that's one issue, also with the pool. We've got to discuss. I don't know if they like chlorinated water or how it works, but
I don't think I've ever seen geese
around. If they do like the water in our pool, that's going to become an issue.
Yeah.
So there's a few things that's got to be talked about that, and we're about to start, resurfacing, the walking trail and all. They're finishing up the last bit of, cleaning up out there in the woods.
We got it all cleared open now, so you can see folks.
Pretty much, yeah. You can actually see through there now.
Good.
And, county's out there finishing up on it, and then we'll get resurfacing and, a few other things going on out there. And, with a new football field and, redoing the adult softball field. So now with the pool, we have a lot going on out there.
The only good thing about it being wooded like that, it was the shade that you could run through when you run out there.
Right.
But the safety definitely overrides that, so folks can see all the way through there. So no one's ever hidden from anybody out there when they're walking that walking trail through the woods.
Yeah, I started getting, some complaints on that, especially from, females. Didn't like being in there, late in the evenings because you really couldn't see anything. And I think a couple of them got spooked a couple of times. So, the best thing to do is go ahead and clean it out where you can see through. And, we will add some lighting in there. And we left enough trees where there's still a good bit of shade.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, we'll add the lighting for safety late in the evenings. And, early in the mornings, a lot of them are out there, before daylight in the mornings.
Oh, they sure are.
Walking and running. And, bad thing is it's going to be closed, a lot here in the next few months while we're redoing all of it. But when it's opened back up, it will be a lot nicer and a lot better, to accommodate the people who go out there.
Any more plans for any more baseball or softball fields out there at the Bill Morris complex?
Yeah, that's another thing we're talking about, with the future expansion. We're discussing we're bringing these type of tournaments in. We need another, baseball complex. And, there at the corner of Henson Mosley and the Soccer Road, that corner there is where a new baseball field like to do 4 250-foot fields for baseball.
Okay.
Along with our 2-gym multi-purpose building. Once we get that complex there, we're going to do some changes over at Bill Morris, add another big field, turn Ben Park into a girls' complex, fast pitch softball. And once we get to that point, that's the point when we reach that we can host anything. And, anyone can come in here doing tournaments.
Okay.
Such as Triple Crown, things like that, along with us, trying to have some for more local teams. But, Triple Crown, you're looking anywhere from 60 to 90 teams coming in. And we would be able to accommodate that if we get the next complex. And then the revenue that would bring into this community is just unbelievable.
Well, once again, explain to the folks why the trees were cut down there at the main entrance into Bill Morris Park there at that baseball field.
Main reason two reasons. The bag, we're enlarging the adult softball field. It's going from 280. It's probably going to be around 330 down the lines and 350 to center. So that takes out
just
a lot
an easy
of
swing of the bat for you, right, Carl?
And another thing is maintenance with the roots and all. It's hard on the equipment, and that's another thing people don't look at. You got roots sticking up a couple of 3 inches, everywhere because the trees are so old and they've gotten so big. The roots have been there so long, and it became such an issue with our mowers. Mostly, that's the thing, just tearing them up, and it's just keeping it clean. Keeping the place looking good. It was just a lot, but. The big thing was backing the fence up. Same thing we took
a bigger softball field for the guys, right?
Yeah, and then for parking back there.
Okay.
And we will be adding, shade trees in the, near future around some of the places for people who do want to go out there and park during lunch or something. And, cut a lot of trees down between the old Mike Girls Field and the park, which that's going to be our new football field. We're going to build an 80-yard football field there that'll run from the side of our existing football field to the park. So that's the reason those were taken down. And also we need to add more parking over on that side. So we're also going to try to turn, the area between the junior boys field and the small pond, you need to go turn that into a parking lot.
Okay.
We just need a way to accommodate more people, out there at the park, especially with adding the football field. And we do have to still use the old fields there at Bill Marsh for our youth sports.
Right.
Not only practices, but games. And, you really don't really like playing games over there because of the complex we have, being Park. But
right.
We don't have a choice, with all the teams and all that we, came in last year. We have to use all of it. And until we can get that new complex, we can accommodate everything on the new fields.
Right. Any plans for updating the concession area?
That's what we'd like to do. I plan to do a metal building there.
Metal building.
Tear that down, put up a metal building, just because it is old. It's just very old, and restrooms, we try our best, but I won't use the phrase, but it's old, and it's tough to, without replacing anything, there's not a whole lot you can do about it to make it a nicer restroom, nicer facilities. But, we're doing all we can with it now.
With the expansion of the park and new things coming in, the parking is very important, and y'all are addressing that in certain areas around that complex, aren't you?
Yes, we're trying to keep along with that, with our expansion and everything we're increasing. You also got to have a place for the people to park.
That's right. All right, Bob, any final questions for Carl Rose?
Wants to do, I heard nothing but good things about the trip to Mississippi. Kids had a great time. Parents had a good time. Beautiful complex, and they did well. So, but that seemed to be a big hit this year.
Yeah, great trip. That's discussed about switching over to Dizzy Dean a lot for that reason of the World Series. That's one thing you don't have in GRPA or other states is, with Dizzy Dean, you have a World Series, and it is out in South Haven. It's a little trick out there, but had a big crowd out there. They had a great time. Kids played great. Unfortunately, they had their worst day, the last day, of the tournament, which was unfortunate. But, there's some good teams. And, the Final Four out there was all Georgia teams. And
that's great.
It was, they did well. You just can't say enough about, the coaches. Did a great job with the kids. All the parents that were out there helping out. Overall, it was just a great experience for all of them. They were all, it's a shame that last day they lost, but that afternoon I had parents and coaches texting me, can't wait till next year.
Oh, wow.
That day. So I think that was a big positive, and, we should have more age groups next year involved in Dizzy Dean.
2 kids made the all-tournament team. Like I said, it was just a good showing by Wayne County. Like I said, they undefeated all the way to the semifinal game. Like I said, they just had their worst day on that day.
Yeah, that was it. That's why when you're going somewhere that long, there's going to be a lull one day, no matter what age you are. If you're out there, because we were out there a total of 8 days. And it turned out that our lull was the last day of the tournament. And it was, you can see them struggling, and, they were fighting it. They tried to fight through it, but, as in baseball, there's nothing you can do. You can't get more intense and play harder and it help you. Baseball's the opposite. But
all right. Well, Carl Rose in this morning, Wayne County Recreation Director, giving us an update on what's going on out there. Carl, thanks so much for coming in this morning.
Thank you very much.
All right. World famous Butch and Bob Show brought to you by Sonic Restaurant on South 1st Street here in Jessup, by Parker Insurance and Realty on Macon Street across from the Heritage Bank, by Lotzie's Body Shop located on Rainier Road, and by Jessup Premium Storage out here on the Waycross Highway, and by Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear. WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup, 831. Let's check in the latest news from Fox News Radio. Fox
Fox News Radio. I'm Dave Anthony. They were told to go, flee the flames, but many haven't.
We've had worse.